it's Ivy, and this is the DIY Unicorns. And today I'm going to be showing you my first DIY, which is making candles. So what you will be needing are some wax crystals. I have orange, white, and blue. Some essential oils. This is optional, but I'm using them. Some candle wicks and some candle molds. Right here I have a sphere, which is like this. And right here I have a square, which is like this. Okay, so now I'm going to start by putting them into these pans to boil until they're all melted. Or not boil, but just to be in there until they're all melted and stuff. So make sure they're separate from each other, or else they'll turn into a different color that you don't want. And so I'll get back to you whenever I put them in. So I have added the blue wax into this pan. And with the wax, you will be needing to add one of your essential oils. So I'm just gonna dump them out. Okay. So I'm going to be using this one, which is sandalwood. Okay, that was the nastiest sound I've ever heard. Okay, so while my wax is already starting to melt, so with the wax, I'm going to be adding a few drops of this. So I'm going to take the lid off and add a few drops so it's scented. I got some of that in my mouth when I opened the lid. Okay, now I'm going to, it is starting to bubble, so I'm going to mix it until it's all melted, all nice and all done. And I will get back to you when I'm done. Mixed up all of my stuff, and it is kind of bubbling, and I added my essential oils. The essential oils I added was sandalwood and some lemon. So now I'm going to just let this sit real quick so it can cool down, so it won't melt my molds. And I'm going to start on the other one. And another thing is, make sure that you are kind of stirring frequently on this, because you do not want the candle wax to start to harden. So, and also make sure it does not start to boil, because it's super hot and it just popped on my neck. Okay, so now I have the orange wax in here, and I am going to turn on the heat to, I'm say about medium. So now we are just gonna let that sit while we add a few of our essential oils, and I'm going to add some grapefruit on this one because it is orange and I think it should be grapefruit scented. So, yeah, keep getting out of my mouth. Alright, so now I have my essential oils, and I'm going to add some in here. Maybe just a few drops so we make sure it's all scented. Alright, that's good. I think I might have actually added too much. Okay, so now I have this, and I'm going to get my other spoon, and I forgot to mention this, but you will need as many spoons as you have pans, just, because now I have all this, and it's already starting to melt a little bit, so you just want to kind of keep stirring until you have all of your wax done. So I'll get back to you when I'm done. So I have my orange wax starting to melt. It has grapefruit scent in it, like I mentioned, and it smells pretty good. Right here I have my blue wax, which has cooled off, and I'm going to pour it into this mold, which I used a fork to hold up the wick, just because I do not want to use my fingers. So you can use your fingers. I'm sure you'll be fine. It's not going to hurt you. I just don't really feel like it. So you pour it into your mold, as much wax as you'd like. That's about half full. So once that dries, I'm pretty sure I'm going to pour the other half orange. And then in this one, I'm going to have 1/2 orange, 1/2 blue, and 1 part white. So yeah, I'm going to let this, I'm going to turn off the heat because it's kind of starting to pop, and I do not want to, I do not want to get hit by the bubbles. Okay, so I'll get back to you once I have my white in here. So I have my white inside of the pan, and now I'm going to add my rosemary essential oils. So again, I'm just gonna add a bunch of drops because I kind of really want it to be strong smell. Not too strong. Hey, look at that. And I did not take the blue, like I did not wash the pan after the blue was in here, so it might be like kind of bluish, but I'm sure it will turn out fine anyway it is. And so I have 2 forks over here holding up both the wicks, and I'm going to get my orange wax and pour it into this one because I'm not sure how long it takes it to dry, so I'm sure you should probably leave it for a good like 20 minutes possibly. And so now I'm going to pour the wax in like this. Alright, so I'm going to put the wick back in place, and I'm going to try to make my candles pretty good, so I'm going to put the wick in the middle just to make it look kind of professional because I am not good at anything. And I will get back to you when I'm done because so I've got them to stand and it's pretty good. And so yeah, and on the white one I accidentally turned the heat off on the blue one, so it was off and the wax kind of melted then dried, and so now I turned the heat on and it is melting now. So I'll get back to you once I'm done pouring more blue into this pan because, I mean, I'll show you what I'm doing once they're done drying. So yeah, I'll see you then. My mom let me use her peppermint essential oil, so I used it to make this one smell like peppermint, and I'm using it to make this one smell like peppermint, and literally a drop is all you need because these are my mom's expensive ones. So, and seriously, adding too much will make it smell really strong. So just add like a drop, and that's really all you need. And I've also added it to the orange one just because I want this whole entire candle to smell like peppermint because peppermint's Christmassy. And this one is going to smell like the lemon, and so wait, I put grapefruit in that one. I'm going to add some grapefruit in this one just so this one smells like grapefruit, and I'm gonna add orange and it's gonna be all grapefruity. Okay, so I'm gonna do that right now. And I dropped my cap. I got it in my mouth. Ugh, I got some of that in my mouth and it tastes bad. All right, I'll get back to you in a minute. So make sure before you add in your other candle wax, everything's nice and dry. You can test and see if it's still hot by just barely touching the outside. So this one is still pretty hot. And this one's not as hot, even though I put it in after this one, but it's still pretty hot. And so I will get back to you as soon as I'm done cleaning up all this mess and finished. So I have just finished putting the white wax inside the molds. And make sure as soon as you're done using your pans, wash them right away because the wax will dry and it will be even harder to wash the pans. So I'm gonna do that right now and I'll get back to you. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's already dark outside. If you guys can't tell, it's already pretty dark outside. And so it actually took a lot longer than just 20 minutes to dry. It actually took around an hour or 2. So remember, whenever you're making them, only take them out whenever you feel this part and it's not hot anymore. So it's not hot, and so I'm gonna go ahead and take this part off and I'll get back to you. So I have finished, and I am really proud of myself because I think these turned out really good. This is the square one, which I think is my favorite. And the wick isn't all the way in the middle, but I did it as good as I could. And it's white and orange, and I kind of cut off the bottom so that it'd be able to stand better, but it's still a little wobbly. And so that's the first one that's peppermint scented. The second one is grapefruit scented. It is still a little bit warm, but I think that's okay. It smells really good, and the top is blue, then yellow, then white, then blue again, but the bottom is darker blue than the top, so I think that really turned out good. I'll take it into the light so you can see better. This is it all the way around, and I think it's just amazing. And the wick is not all the way in the middle, but I think the star still turned out pretty good. And so with these, you can turn them into presents for your family. You can keep them for yourself as a cute room decor. And I think you can just play around and they'll turn out super cool either way. And so yeah, so make sure to like this video and subscribe down below to become a unicorn. And that's it. Bye.